Hey guys, it's Becky. I am back with another process video. Today I am going to be using a paper pad called Sea Glass. It is from Craftsmith. I love this paper pad. All the papers in it are textured. So I have not done journaling on this. When I do my journaling, I'll probably do it in strips or I have to find a different way to do it because it's all textured. And I suspect I'm not going to be able to write very well on it. So right here I pulled out several papers that I thought I might want to use, and also some little bits I'm going to be fussy cutting out. The ones that I am cutting right here are the bits that I'm going to be fussy cutting out, and also I'm going to fussy cut some flowers as well. Now you can see in the top left hand side of the screen there is a layout there. This is a layout from Deanna 13 on a cherry on top. This is another layout I did for the challenges at a cherry on top. This is the title challenge and the guest designer challenge number 1 for clusters. Now each cluster had to have 3 different things in it, and the title had to be Escape the Ordinary. So that's what I did. I went ahead and entered it into 2. I think from what I've been able to gather, as you know, I just recently started doing the challenge on a cherry on top because I just found that they had that. It was magical. Loved it. Anyway, from what I have gathered so far, you can do one layout for 2 different challenges, or you can just do one layout per challenge. I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't think you can do it for more than 2 though, but I'm not sure. These photos, Sorry about that. These photos are from Jekyll Island. When Tiffany and Kyron came down to visit us, they did a horseback riding trip, which I still need to scrap those photos, but I went, when they did it, the horse riding thing was on the beach, and we kind of drove up in front of them, and I took some pictures of them so she could have those, and then I walked out onto the beach so I could catch some photos of her and Kyron on the horses when they were coming back. But when I was out there by myself before they came back, I went ahead and snapped some photos, and I was just walking around on the beach looking at things. This was not the day what didn't feel super warm, but out here on the coast it felt so hot. I super love the photo that is over on the left hand side. There's like a glare coming down onto the screen. It's a shot of the pier. It is so pretty. I love that photo. So I don't exactly know what story I'm going to tell on here. The other photo is a photo that looks out over, and you can see I think that's the St. Simon's lighthouse in the distance that you see over there. I just love the photos. I am going to tell a story. I just haven't decided exactly what. So as you can see from the layout that's in the top left hand corner, she had some strips coming down and also a couple layers of pattern paper. I think the challenge she entered this into was a pattern paper challenge, and you had to have 5 different kinds of paper, which I actually do on this one, but I didn't enter it into this challenge. But I do have the 3 strips going down this side. I cut the center out of that blue paper to back my photos on, so I just used one of the edges of that blue paper as one of the strips. These right here are some green thickers. I don't know what they're called. These are older, and that's what I'm going to write Escape with. And I'm going to pull out the Paige Evans little teeny tiny thickers that came with her not whimsical collection, but the one before that. This one right here. I'm going to use the navy blue to write The Ordinary. I'm actually going to put that title onto that photo that I love so much with the glare on it. So you can see it's starting to come together a little bit right here. I am going to pull out some ink. It's the archival ink and watering can. Maybe I might need to get a new pad of this. I've had this one for a few years. I haven't been scrapbooking very long. Geez, maybe 3 years, 4 years, something like that. But this is one of the first ink pads I purchased, and I love it. Well, I was actually wanting to use my navy blue, which I have a small one that is by Kelly Perky, and like I said in my last video, it is disappeared. I don't know where it's at. So I went ahead and used the watering can ink. It is a dark gray. And the reason I thought that was okay is because those flowers have some gray in it. I'm also going to be pulling in a globe because we weren't really traveling. Tiffany came to see us, but we did have to drive, you know, 30-40 minutes from the house to go to this beach. And I'm going to put a globe there. I'll probably put right Jekyll Island around there somewhere so you know where that's at. So the globe kind of worked because it was traveling from our house, right? So here's where I go ahead and ink the edges. I am going to kind of trim down all of these strips. Now you can see that blue strip on that piece of paper. It had the blue border, the cream center, and then it had like lemons and I don't even know what. But part of the image went out into the blue part, so I'm gonna have to trim that blue part off as well. What I was doing right there is originally when I trimmed this piece of paper down, one of the edges had a little strip of cream, so on the opposite side I left a little strip of green. I didn't like that with just the little bits showing, so I go ahead and just trim off those small little piece of colors that were overlapping on the side. So I'm going to go ahead and commit to the placement. Now you can see with the sketch, she had one of the papers kind of wonky. So I am going to go ahead and lay that paper down first. It's kind of wonky, kind of at an angle. And then I'm going to go ahead and commit to the other layers. I kind of did it in a weird way. I started from building at the bottom and then I reversed it, and the next layer I did was from the top. So I mean, it was kind of a weird way, but it worked. It got the job done. So I don't use too much other things other than what is in this paper pad for this layout. Almost all the embellishments are fussy cut. I did add in some twine and also some enamel dots, and then of course the alphas weren't with the paper pad, but everything else on this layout is basically a paper pad. It was so much fun just to pull out this paper pad and play with it. I love this paper pad. Now when I purchase paper pads, I never ever intentionally buy two. And this one I didn't buy two, but this is one of the ones where maybe I might have wished I would have intentionally bought two. I love it. We live on the coast, so this paper pad is a very coastal feel to it, which would work basically for me in everyday life because, you know, we live on the coast. But I only did just get this one. I do have other ones that are other paper pads that are kind of coastal or summery or beachy or whatever, but they're very bright and vibrant. I like the cool tones of these, or of this one, the Sea Glass one by Craftsmith. I just love it. I also really enjoy the fact that all the papers are textured. I think that's pretty cool. I don't think I have another paper pad that is like that. This is the only one I have in my collection that is all textured. It's just really cool. So I am inking the edges of all the embellishments or fussy cut pieces. I am inking all of those with the same watering can ink. This globe right here, I'm going to put some foam tape under the globe part, but the bottom stand of the globe, I am going to glue down directly onto the paper. I did also pull out this other little flower just to kind of cover up that blue. When I just had the globe down there alone, a lot of that dark blue border that was from my photos, it was peeking. I don't know, it just kind of bothered me a little bit. It didn't flow up into the photograph quite right, so I did tuck a little flower underneath there so it would flow just a little bit better. Right here I'm going to go ahead and ink up these ones up here, and I had the same problem with this in the escape word. So I do go ahead and tuck those flowers underneath the E. Now I don't tuck them in so far that you can see part of the flower poking out on the holes in the E. They're just kind of under the E. I like that. It kind of, I just really like it when my pieces join together. I don't know what that is. I don't know if this is a phase I'm going through and then maybe I'll get over it and start scattering things around without having to touch. I have no idea. This is just what I'm doing right now. So right there I did put down Be Free, and that was popped up on some foam tape as well. That was a piece that was fussy cut out of the paper pad. I cut several words out of that paper pad, but this is the only one I'm going to use. I thought a lot of them would work, but this one's the only one that really felt right. So I go ahead and pull out these old enamel dots. These are from somebody, Teresa Collins, and I had just a few of the dark gray left, so I am going to use all of those dark gray bits up on this layout. Most of them I tuck underneath, but some of them are just freestanding out there scattered about. after I do that, I am going to add in some twine because the challenge did call for the layers to have 3 things. So I have the fussy get flowers, the enamel dots, and then I'm adding in, and it actually isn't twine, it's crochet thread. And I am going to do it in all 3 clusters. I am going to lose some footage right here, so you don't see me do it at the bottom left, but it is there. There is some twine down there, and then here at the top. I've been having some technical difficulties with my filming. I stopped using my phone, my old phone I used to use to video, and I went ahead and pulled out my G7X camera. I don't usually use that because the setup is kind of difficult to set up, but if I use it every time it might work. I don't know. I'm playing with it at this point because my old cell phone, when I used to video, it keeps shutting off, and it's old and I don't use it for my actual phone, so I'm not going to send it in to get repaired because that's just ridiculous. And also I have a G7X, so I mean, why not use that? Anyway, I have technical difficulties, but hopefully they'll get better. Alright guys, I don't do anything else to this layout. That is all I do. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.